This is the story of a 17-year-old young man named Mike Mansholt, who disappeared without a trace while riding his bicycle in Malta. A short time later, his body was discovered at the bottom of a cliff. Initially, it was thought to be a simple accident. However, later his family began to notice strange details. When the body was returned to Germany, they discovered something shocking. The body had not been embalmed at all, but the most shocking fact was yet to come. Most of Mike's internal organs were missing. Authorities seemed to be hiding something. No one could have predicted that this would become Malta's largest cover-up in history. What really happened to Mike? In the summer of 2016, 17-year-old Mike Mansholt decided to travel to Malta alone. His father, Bernd Mansholt, was an adventurous man, so it was no surprise that his son had inherited a spirit of adventure. Born into a family of explorers, Mike's upbringing was filled with exciting journeys. The Mansholts, who lived in Oldenburg, Germany, had dreamed of voyaging the seas on their yacht, Nisrandir, which Bernd had named after a verse from poetry. Starting from the North Sea, the family traveled along the French coast, through the Canary Islands, and across the Caribbean. Mike, just 5 years old at the time, joined his family in navigating the Pacific Ocean before returning home after more than 2 years. This journey of 707 days became an unforgettable memory. Mike grew up to be a responsible and determined young man. By the age of 17, he had plans to run a marathon in Iceland with his father on his 18th birthday and had applied for an internship at Airbus, aspiring to become an aerospace engineer. His solo trip from Oldenburg to Malta seemed remarkable for a teenager, but was a natural step for someone who had spent his childhood exploring the world. Mike's parents, Bernd and Susan, trusted him completely, knowing how dependable and thoughtful he was. Mike's journey to Malta was partly for adventure, and partly to visit his girlfriend who was studying there. They spent a few days together before she returned to Germany on July 17th. Left with time on his hands, Mike set out to explore the island on his own. On the morning of July 18th, he sent his girlfriend a voice message saying he planned to ride a bicycle around Malta, mentioning the steep terrain and how some parts would require him to walk. His WhatsApp activity showed a final login at 10:11 a.m. That was the last anyone heard from him. Mike's parents initially assumed he was busy or had misplaced his phone. However, on July 22nd, when he missed his scheduled flight home, they began to worry. His mother, Susan, reported him missing to the Oldenburg police, only to discover that Mike had been listed as missing in Malta since July 19th after failing to return his rented bicycle. What shocked the family was that Maltese authorities had not contacted them. Bernd, who was on holiday in Croatia, immediately flew to Malta and joined the search efforts. Locals, volunteers, and even tourists joined in looking for the missing German teenager. Despite numerous tips and sightings, no concrete evidence of Mike's whereabouts emerged. Then, on July 26th, an anonymous tip led police to a grim discovery: a body at the bottom of Dingli Cliffs, Malta's highest cliff. The body was badly decomposed due to prolonged exposure to the sun, making identification challenging. However, the clothing confirmed it was Mike. His bike was found nearby, but strangely it was not heavily damaged, nor were there many scratches. His backpack and phone were missing, but his GoPro camera was reportedly seen on his belt. The autopsy later revealed that Mike's spine was broken, and authorities concluded that he had died instantly in a fall. However, no fractures or injuries consistent with a 29-meter fall were found, raising doubts. When Mike's body was sent back to Germany, the family made a horrifying discovery. Despite documents claiming the body had been embalmed, it had not been preserved, leading to rapid decomposition. More disturbingly, most of his internal organs, including his brain, heart, lungs, stomach, and intestines, were missing. Some remaining organs were damaged. The body, which weighed just 16 kilograms, was effectively hollow. When Bernd confronted Maltese authorities, they offered bizarre explanations, such as the organs being eaten by rats or melting in the sun, but none of these seemed plausible. Bernd became convinced that a cover-up was underway. Mike's death sparked widespread speculation. The most chilling theory was that he was targeted by organ traffickers. Malta, known for its lax regulations, had become a haven for organized crime, raising the possibility that Mike had fallen victim to illegal organ harvesting. Another theory suggested incompetence or negligence during the autopsy, possibly with his organs being mishandled or misplaced. Bernd, unwilling to give up, offered a reward of 10,000 euros for information about Mike's GoPro or backpack, which could hold crucial evidence. Though Mike's death remains shrouded in mystery, Bernd has slowly rebuilt his life. He remarried, had 2 more children, and continues to honor his son's memory. A plaque dedicated to Mike now stands at Dingli Cliffs, a poignant reminder of the young adventurer who was taken too soon. Despite ongoing suspicions and unanswered questions, Bernd continues to seek the truth about what happened to his son. Mike's story is a heartbreaking tale of loss, love, and unanswered questions. While the mystery of his death may never be solved, one thing is certain: the love his family has for him will endure forever. That's it for today's story. I hope your days are safe and peaceful. Join us next time for another crime story. Thank you.